Israeli woman gets 22 years in prison for investment fraud. Greenbelt, Maryland, AP. A federal judge in Maryland on Thursday sentenced an Israeli woman to 22 years in prison for orchestrating a scheme that prosecutors said defrauded tens of thousands of investors across the globe out of tens of millions of dollars. U.S. District Judge Theodore Chuang told Lee Elbaz, 38, that her actions cost vulnerable investors their life savings, homes and even their marriages. This was a very significant crime with significant harm to victims, the judge said. Elbaz grasped the arm of one of her attorneys as the judge announced her sentence. She didn't address the judge in court, but defense attorney Barry Pollack said his client submitted a sealed letter to the court. Pollack said Elbaz will appeal her conviction and sentence, which he called much harsher than it needed to be. Yes, there was harm done here, Pollack said. But not all of that harm can be laid at Ms. Elbaz's doorstep. Elbaz is one of 21 defendants charged in the fraud case and was the first to be tried. 5 pleaded guilty and agreed to cooperate with prosecutors. In August, a federal jury in Greenbelt, Maryland, convicted Elbaz of 3 counts of wire fraud and 1 count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud. Each count carries a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison. Elbaz, who had been free on bail and living with a relative in San Francisco while awaiting trial, was taken into custody immediately after the jury's verdict. In a court filing last week, prosecutors said the scheme involving Elbaz and others cost investors more than $137 million between May 2014 and June 2017. But the judge calculated that $28 million was the loss that could be attributed to Elbaz's role in the scheme. Elbaz was CEO of UCOM Communications, an Israel-based company that operated in the binary options industry under the brand names Binary Book and Big Option. A superseding indictment unsealed in November charged 15 people, including 2 former UCOM Communications company owners, with participating in the fraud scheme involving Binary Book and Big Option. The binary options market largely operates outside the U.S. through unregulated websites. The payout on a binary option typically is linked to whether the price of a particular asset, such as a stock, rises above or falls below a specified amount at a particular time, at which point the investor receives either a predetermined amount of cash or nothing. UCOM employees pretended to be from other countries, lied about their professional qualifications and adopted stage names. Elbaz used the alias Lena Green while interacting with investors, according to prosecutors. UCOM employees also falsely guaranteed profits, lied about their historical rates of return and didn't tell investors that they only made money if their customers lost money. For more on this story, visit the news article link.